Welcome back to the class. Okay, so today we are going to do mutation and genetic disorders. Okay, so mutation, just a definition I'll tell you, because elaborate for mutation, deletion and the other forms, that is there in the other chapter 6. So there we are going to do in detail. Here I'll just tell you the definition and we'll go to genetic disorders. Okay, so what is mutation as a whole? Mutation, alteration of DNA sequence. Children, if you remember, okay, I told you that deoxyribonucleic acid, okay, and this DNA, okay, this is the one which carries the hereditary material, you can say, and it is passed on from generation to generation along the chromosome. Okay, and any change in the DNA will bring about a change in the organism also. The phenotypic and the genotype of the organism, okay, that will be affected, and that is what is done in mutation. Mutation brings about a sudden change. A sudden change in the DNA sequence. Okay, now what is DNA sequence and all? If we go elaborately, I'll be covering chapter 6 over here. So just that much I would like to tell you, that any change in the sequence of the DNA brings about mutation, and that mutation affects the lookout of the person, the genotype, that is genotypically also, and phenotype also. I hope you understand genotype and phenotype. Phenotype was morphological and genotype was the genetic constitution. Okay, so this. Then finally we come to the genetic disorders. Okay, so genetic disorders. Now what are these genetic disorders? Genetic disorders, okay, we studied Mendelian laws, okay, and these genetic disorders again are differentiated into two. One is Mendelian and the other is chromosomal disorder. Mendelian disorder, as you know children, that one, it is related with one gene, okay, alteration in a single gene. Now these genes which are responsible for different characteristics, different factors, they are present on the chromosome. Okay, so any change in one gene, okay, that brings about Mendelian disorders. All the disorders, okay, related to one gene, a single gene, that comes into Mendelian disorders. And in Mendelian disorders, we are going to study more about the three diseases, okay, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia and phenylketonuria. That we'll do in detail. Okay, with the Mendelian disorders, how do we come to know that a person is suffering from certain disorder, or how can it be treated? Okay, there is another term over here, pedigree analysis, that is there in your book, pedigree analysis. Now what is this pedigree analysis? You know, before coming generations definitely is more advanced. Okay, so science has made a discovery. With that, family history is taken out, children. Okay, and with that family history, like when two people get married, a boy and a girl, the complete back history, the relationship, okay, the girl's father, then the father and mother, then their big relations, okay, it goes about 5 to 6 relations, both the sides, mother side as well as father side, okay, and that is what is counted. So that there we want to see that whether a person is suffering from certain disease which can be inherited, okay, and hence precautions can be taken. Some checks can be taken even when the lady is pregnant, okay, the doctors can look for what medicines can be provided or what tests can be done, how it can be avoided that the child which is to be born does not suffer from it. So pedigree analysis helps the doctors and helps us to learn about what the fetus going to be born is going to have. Okay, so sometimes some of the diseases are completely genetic. It is passed on from one generation to the other generation. Some of the diseases are repeated every third generation. So that can be, in order to avoid that, okay, pedigree analysis is there. So pedigree analysis. Now pedigree analysis, excuse me, when we make, okay, we use some of the symbols. So these square symbols which we make, that is for male. Okay, males when we want to represent, that is square symbol. When we represent with circle, that is a female symbol when we want to represent females. Okay, sex unspecified is an opposite, you can say inverted sort of square. And then when we have these a square, okay, and a circle and a line in between. That shows mating, means marriage is done, and finally they are undergoing sexual reproduction. Okay, and just a line below, and then these two, it means they are the parents and these two are the children. Whenever we want to show that somebody is diseased, somebody is suffering from some disease, okay, there we try to show a dot, okay, or a circle. If the male is suffering, okay, we'll draw the male and we'll color it with this. Okay, so this is a sufferer male. The female we want to show sufferer with some disease, we'll color it with red. So that is what is pedigree analysis. Pedigree we study for any of the diseases, whatever is given. Okay, so Mendelian disorders, how we are going to do that? That we are going to. Yeah, before we go off to Mendelian disorders, I want to come over here. Autosome dominant and autosomal recessive. Now children, if you remember again, I told you that we have 22 autosomal chromosomes and 1 sex chromosome. Last time, 22 autosomes. Autosomes are those, autosomal chromosomes are those which are responsible for all the different factors in our body. While 1 sex chromosome we had, means 2 pairs of chromosomes which are responsible for the determination of sex of the particular organism. Whether the child is going to be a male or a female, what it is, that is determined by it. Okay. So now this autosome dominant. Now those diseases which are autosome dominant means even if it is present single-handedly in a dominant chromosome, even if a recessive is present like capital T small t wala condition, if it is present in this way also, okay, the person will suffer from that disease. So it should not be sex linked or something like that. It can be any autosome chromosome, okay, and it has to be autosome dominant. It means one gene, even if it is present in a single chromosome, it shows itself, it expresses itself. So that is what is autosome dominant. Now autosome recessive, this is also found in that 22 chromosomes. So 22 chromosomes जो मैंने आपको बताया, 22 जो chromosomes जो autosomes हैं, उसमें से any one, okay, anyone can be the sufferer, anyone can carry the gene for that particular disease, okay, and it has to be present in a homozygous condition. मतलब ये वाले condition में present रहेगा. दोनों recessive condition एक साथ present रहेंगे, then it will be expressed. So this has to be, or even if it is present in one gene, it is going to express itself. Okay, here it has to be present in complete homozygous recessive condition. So this what we did. Now we come to the complete genetic disorders. Okay, hemophilia. Now what is this hemophilia? Children, you must have heard about people suffering from a disease in which the blood doesn't clot. Okay, blood clotting never takes place. Now this is a disease which is normally found in males. Okay, if it is found in females, females are always carrier of that particular disease. Please be very careful in listening this. The males are the ones who suffer from this particular disease and females are always the carrier of this particular disease. Okay, so finally what happens? Suppose if a man, okay, when we talk about XY, okay, and it's crossed with XX. If here the male, if he has suffering from hemophilia, it has to be XHY, and if they are crossed, the crossing will take place same as the Mendel did. Okay, the 9:3:3:1 ratio, that was dihybrid, but go for monohybrid crosses every time. 3:1 ratio. So 3:1 ratio में हमको पता चल जाएगा. So even if it goes over here, suppose if it shows over here XHX, here the female will be carrier. She will never suffer. Okay, only when what will happen? Suppose XH from the male also comes and XH from the female also comes. Then when the condition is this, the lady will be a sufferer of hemophilia. Otherwise, she will be a carrier of that particular disease. Okay, if you want me to do the complete crossing and show it to you, please write it in the comment box that ma'am, do these 3 diseases, show with the crossing, I will do it for you. Please do that. Okay, so hemophilia is that. And then when we come to, if you want me to do little over here, okay, let me see if I can. Okay, so finally what happens, like they ask you for the exams, when a hemophilic lady, okay, marries a carrier female. So carrier female, you should know that it is XHY male, you have to write because in the question it is, and then the carrier female will be XH. Got it? So this is female, this is male, and find the segregation. Okay, and then after that here it will be XH, here it will be Y, here it will be X, and here it will be XH. Okay, and then what you do is you are going to make the cross table, checkerboard. Okay, so the male has got XH and Y, and the female had got X and XH. So find the X, XH, X, Y, XH, XH, and then XH and Y. So what, children? 25% chances that the female is going to, do you understand? Anywhere female is a sufferer, female is going to be a carrier. So 25 chances that female is going to carry this particular gene of hemophilia. And in life, whenever she gives birth to a son, definitely this gene will be passed to the son. Got it? The son, if she gives birth to daughters, daughters will always be carriers. But if she gives birth to a son, this gene will be passed on to the son, and the son will be suffering from hemophilia. Remember that. Here, there is 25% chance that a normal male can be, boy can be born. Again, here, that 25% chance that the boy will be suffering from hemophilia, and again 25% chance that the girl born will be hemophilic. That will only happen when this is the case. Got it? So then we come to this sickle cell anemia, and sickle cell anemia is completely autosome linked. Autosome linked recessive, I already told you. And here what happens, children? These are the amino acids which are present. Okay, we are talking about the blood, and here the blood, normally it is biconcave disc shaped blood. Okay, somewhat like this, and here it becomes like this, sickle shaped. Sickle shaped, if it becomes, it cannot absorb oxygen, and if there is no oxygen, definitely the child will die. So here also it is autosome linked recessive. So recessive means both the HB, this HB stands for the blood. So HB and HB दोनों जो जीन्स हैं जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है रेड ब्लड सेल्स के लिए, अगर दोनों सिकल सेल हो गए तो द चाइल्ड बॉर्न विल डाई ऑफ. Got it? It has to be present in the homozygous condition. This is a recessive gene, has to be present in a homozygous condition. So here what happens, if one is alright and only one of the gene is carrying this sickle cell gene, okay, so the child will be a carrier and he will become recessive to malaria. He will not suffer from malaria. Got it? So finally this, and why it happens? Because these amino acids which make up that protein. Okay, so finally what happens at the 6th position? Now just see, I've written 1, 2, 3, 4 valine, his name, LinkedIn. Okay, so here at glutamine is at the 6th position. This is a normal, you can say, gene for hemoglobin HB. And over here at the 6th position, this glutamine is, you can say, interchanged with valine. तो अगर वैलिन आ जाता है, it is only because of this that the person suffers from sickle cell anemia. So this is the one. As I said, only one gene, Mendelian disorder, I said that only one gene is responsible for bringing about disorder. Okay, so just at one particular gene, at valine position, here it suffers. So this. And the last one is phenylketonuria. Okay, so what is this phenylketonuria? Here what happens? The particular gene lacks, and the enzyme, it lacks a gene which forms a particular enzyme, okay, and that enzyme, due to the lacking of that enzyme is not present in the body. So finally what happens, this amino acid phenylalanine cannot be converted to phenylpyruvic acid. Got it? So this particular compound which is present in our body cannot be converted to that. So finally what happens, this phenylalanine gets accumulated in the body and finally brings about mental retardation as well. Okay, so again it is very harmful, phenylketonuria. So children, these were the 3 Mendelian disorders which we covered today. Hope you must have understood, and anywhere if any problem, do tell me. Because you don't respond, I feel okay, it's alright. Okay, so as you are seeing it, okay, as you see, children, what is the problem in putting a thumbs up? Do like it, okay, and share it with your friends. Got it? and do subscribe it so that as soon as I upload a video, okay, you get the notification. Do subscribe the videos, subscribe, like and share. Thank you.